Hello, and welcome to the channel. My name's Teeter, and today we continue on with Timberborn. Last time on the channel, we secured ourselves a second water source, or kind of like diverted the first one to be used in two places. But we're operating along our main river and now a secondary river. We also managed to flood and fill in a small lake. So with that covered, we will attempt to grow some new crops, including wheat and now some of the underwater resources. So at the end of the last episode, I said this is where we would start, and I think that's a perfectly fine idea. So with things moving, you can see our new secondary water area here, as well as our first one over here. So I think primarily we want to kind of start going into this area to do things. So step one, we'll turn on the construction of this water wheel. This was meant to supply some of our food related pieces, which I think specifically just means the grist mill, because the bakery doesn't require a power source. But this grinds plant matter into flour, specifically wheat and cattails, both of which I will elect to grow in this area. This gatherer flag is here because it gathers... Oh, it was dandelions we were going to do. Dandelions and chestnuts, I think. We were going to do kind of a... We won't do that right here, though. We're going to do an herbalist setup somewhere over here. This forester can help with that, actually. We'll kind of multi-facet into some stuff. Plant some dandelions in this area. Oh, look at that. The gatherer can actually reach all these. Oh, but the forester can't even reach this row. Shoot. Okay, well. Is it this? Okay. Need to note where their crossover is here. Looks like I've mostly nailed it, minus this little section here. So we'll plant... Oh, those are sunflowers. We need dandelions that this gatherer can gather. So I'll unpause some of this. Unpause one of these to get these two oak trees cut, I guess. But yeah, so we mostly want to set up like wheat production over here, which requires a second farmhouse that can cover this whole area, ideally from a space that's not fertile. And I guess right along this wall would be perfect. We do also need them to be able to go down, though, into this watery area. That's something I should keep in mind. And ideally, they'd be able to go down there while also not really... losing too much of the greenery up here. I should keep in mind that this area is going to be like production, so I shouldn't worry too much about that being covered. The real answer might just be to build stairs on the side that the greenhouse is on. Or maybe we put a second forester up here and we make all of that where the herbalist stuff will be. Actually, as long as this farmhouse can cover like this area and in here, I think I'm content. Like anywhere in one of these spots is fine, I reckon. I was being a little picky about it, but we'll stick to this. And then this farmhouse will gather into, I guess we could put the storage over here. I believe they'll all just go into the same type of unit. Cattails specifically. Cattail roots, I guess. And then the flour and crackers and stuff will all be processed later. And the other undersea thing is spatter docks. Actually, what I should do is I should prepare for the fact that we're going to have a ton of different resources over here. So specifically, if we set the storage back a little bit, on this side, we can have the water resources. And from this side, if I put more storage, we can have their kind of processed variants. We'll kind of see what that all looks like in real time here. So here we specifically want cattails and spatter docks. So cattails and spatter docks. And then here we can have, say, the different flour types, like cattail flour and the other kind of flour, normal flour, wheat flour. Or this could be where the food gets cooked because it doesn't require the power source. So maybe this could be where the grilled spatter dock and the cattail crackers go. And we'll put them right over their related resource so that it's easier to tell which is being overused. And I'm pretty sure when we get to growing, I'm going to want twice as many cattails as spatter docks, or we at least want them to grow twice as fast. Because we're using them for two different things as opposed to one. So we look at our crops that we can grow. Spatter dock every 12 days provides 3 food, and every 8 days the cattails provide 3 food. So what that means is in 2 sessions, or 24 days, this will provide 6, and this will provide 9. So this is 1.5 times as beneficial as this. So I think I'm going to want about like a 60-40 split of cattails to spatter docks. And that should cover my needs and desires here. I'll get rid of as many of these trees as I can using pathways. And then we'll set the rest to be demolished. Like so. And then now we can work on establishing an aquatic farmhouse. Now, I think you can build this in the water, but it would be flooded, which doesn't really benefit us at all. I need it to be able to affect the entirety of the underwater area, which I think would work out just fine right here. And the prioritized action should be planting stuff so that they take something from the ground then immediately replant it. Get time going here because we haven't actually let anything play in the last 10 minutes. So we'll do that and then we'll path over to them, I suppose. Just like so. Or maybe not. Maybe like this. If I see anything else that's needed along the water here, not by default. All of our beds are filled up, so I guess that means we can start making more beds. Go ahead and unpause the construction on, I guess, all of these. Why not? We'll see why not soon enough as we run out of resources, but I'll just say, why not? Our wood collection is slowing down. I did say eventually we could expand maybe up here to start getting some wood. Or over here to get all this wood. We'll see how desperate we are as we do all of these building projects. One log apiece, some planks apiece. Once those stairs get built, those concerns will go away. Building a lot of buildings that require some logs, so we are kind of hemorrhaging logs at the moment. But it's for a good cause. Check out this power production. 400. That's pretty good. Oh, I'm realizing that I don't actually need to make all of these too high. That's a good thing to realize. I think this is just getting the levees. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I was kind of afraid that it would get the other like water wheels and stuff. Although apparently I managed to hit this path somehow. Just tidy this up a little bit. There we are. See what else is going on here. Right, all the stairs and stuff for metal production. Yeah, we really are hemorrhaging. We are really hemorrhaging some resources, but that'll be okay. I think instead of planks here, I'll make these gears. Oh, just kidding. Gears use warehouses instead. Guess we don't need 400 gears. 3 unemployed beavers. Should I make another? Maybe I should make another building post in town for all like the in-town expansions we do. Just absolutely hemorrhaging our resources. What's for a good cause. And our trees are still growing and stuff, so it's not like we're going to be completely without wood. And now that this is built, we immediately have 4 builders to fill it, which is very lovely. Of course, we are creating some more jobs as we go. You know, these are going to be filled with 2 or 3 different... Oh wait, I just realized I put an efficient farmhouse. Oh yeah, this was for wheat production. Okay. We are going to be filling these with like 2 or 3 workers apiece. This forester should actually be planting more trees back here. I don't know why I... Oh, because this wasn't fertilized yet. Perfect. So now we can plant a series of different trees back here. Some of which I think can be harvested by this guy. Maybe some of which we should save for their resources. Like we can get some maple syrup for our food production here. I guess we should look into the different types of food you can make. Looks like it's just maple. For those maple, the syrup rolls. For food production. Everything else is just wood. Wood and wheat, wood and wheat. Pretty easy. Oh, and we can also grill chestnuts up here, I suppose. Do I have any chestnut trees growing? What did I put over here? Was this maple? Oh, that might have been a mistake. Yeah, because what reason do we have to get maple syrup? Gathered by a tapper's shack. And who gathers chestnuts? Gatherer, maybe? Yeah. Okay. Let's think. no longer have a gatherer flag in town. That can change. I do have a gatherer flag over here, but there isn't really a good crossover between that and this forester. Actually, right here could be good along the water. These areas mostly connect. So maybe I'll have this forester put down some chestnut trees right here. And then this gatherer can gather the chestnuts from them. I think that's maybe ideal. Chestnuts can go... We probably won't get a lot of them, so maybe it's not worth having them in here. Remind myself what the chestnuts are for. They are for... Really? Alongside potatoes and spatterduck, so I will have a grill over here. Maybe we'll just make some small storage areas for that, because I don't imagine we'll have a lot of those. For storage, we'll make a small warehouse or 2 or 3. Just like this, so we'll make these for chestnuts. Maybe we'll make... If I look at the grill again, how many chestnuts do you get? Oh, you duplicate. Okay, so you get 2 grilled chestnuts from 1 chestnut. So we'll maybe just split this in half. The grill can also hold stuff. That'll be what that's for. Oh yeah, you don't have any more trees to cut, so you get paused. Go do bigger and better things. Our wood production is getting hammered by all of our recent events. And then yeah, we want to start considering wheat. So from this farmhouse, this specifically exists to plant the other crops we're not making on the mainland, which is specifically just wheat. So we'll go ahead and make this whole area be wheat, and maybe we'll make the same shape on the other side be wheat. Something like this. Although I think it'd be 1 row further, but that's okay. Close enough. Then our wheat will be gathered. Oh, I didn't actually make a storage area for wheat. We're going to process the wheat over here, so I guess we can make the storage for the wheat over here. I think that'll be in a warehouse. This will be for wheat. There it is. Now we need storage for processed wheat. It'll come from the mill that's over here. So we will process both of our types of flour. Actually, I think I was putting cattail flour over here, wasn't I? No, these are the foods. Okay, smart. And then both types of the flour will be over here. So we have... for wheat flour and then cattail flour for no particular reason. I'm only seeing... Oh, I'm just overlooking it. Only seeing the one type of flour. Okay. And then those will come from our grist mill. We'll go right here, connected to that bit of power. Connected to the road, the path. Yeah. Yeah. And then in here, too far from a district and can't be reached. Okay, I guess that means I'm gonna have to make some pathing in here then. course, any paths that I make in here are gonna take away from where we can plant, which is unfortunate. Well, basically, the crops we want to get are spatterdocks and cattails, and we want to prioritize cattails. So this whole area by 11. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 16 and 4. So 20 spots up here. There's another. This is 10 deep, so 22 and 6, so 28 here. So 20 and 28. And then down here, 5 spots, 9 spots, 90 spots, 18 spots, 6 spots, and 7 spots. I didn't really do the math, of course, there. That's too many individual calculations to do, but I think basically if I do something like this, and something like this, will be good. And I'm pretty sure that these can be reached from up top. Maybe I should make some in these little nooks too. I think that can all be handled, and I hope that they can all work under the water. Oh yeah, I forgot to... I set this apart from the road on purpose. Oh no, I didn't forget. They just didn't build it yet. Building lacks workers. Yes, that's fine for now. We're going to be getting workers soon enough. Got our metal gathering underway. I'm unsure why this guy isn't making gears. He has planks. The power input not enough? I'm not sure. Also, the drought is over. We can make more planks again. Construction lacks materials. Can't get logs. Why? Oh, because we're out of logs. Oh. Okay, yeah, that's a doozy. Maybe I do pause all these then. For now. Just for now. We gotta get some more logs for our building ventures. Feel pretty good about this, though. Look at how much of this map we've kind of covered. I mean, some of this is still pretty open and as it was, but for the most part, we've made some of it more fertile, and we've actually got more room over here than we had over here. We've got pretty much everything going on over here. We have a path up to start doing bad water activities eventually. Feels good. Could even path across here. This way. And then start coming up here and doing stuff. Getting some oak trees harvested for wood. Actually, I should consider kind of long term how we might do the newer how we might do the newer what's it called? Oh, brain, don't fail me now. The zip lines and stuff, which you find in the pathing menu. They do cost refined metal, planks, and gears, though, so that's a ton of wood. A ton of wood. Well, not really, I guess. 30 pieces of wood, just a lot of processing to get there. And then this would be 60 pieces of wood. And refined metal. Did I not commit to building a, Oh no, I guess I kind of just, like, spaced it out. The smelter. The smelter will go right here when the time is right. Turns 2 scrap metal into 1 block. I see. So you need a lot of scrap metal then. Which we'll be getting eventually. Been a little while since I've considered the wellness of my beavers. Oh, hi, bud. You're doing a great job, except I keep forgetting to tell you to plant trees, and that's a problem. You can plant some stuff for wood collection, I suppose. I guess, like in this section, we'll just plant some birch trees, maybe about that many. Follow that up with some pine trees, I guess. I mean, they're all pretty good for wood production, you know. We'll just have a little row of everything. Like in this section. How many wide did I do that? 6? Do 5 wide on pine trees. Do 4 wide on chestnut trees. Do another 4 wide on maple trees. How far do you reach? Oh, you reach this entire area. And then frankly, I just want the rest to be oak trees. Be perfectly honest, just make everything else oak trees. And if I put stairs up here, he might be even able to plant them up there. Now, some of this land is dead, so he won't actually plant stuff there, but this should give him all kinds of stuff to do. And actually, I think I need to mark this to be demolished. Make that happen immediately so that I can remember to... Oh, it's too far from a district and can't be reached. That's a problem. You sure you can't just get through here? Okay, fine. Blunkify this real quick. Please remove this. Post haste. And then I will demolish what I just did and make these whatever tree type they were. Thank you so much. Plant trees. Looks like everything was oak trees. That makes my life a bit easier. Except I missed the spot that I was trying to hit. What's happening? What is happening? Why am I missing this? There we go. Yowzers. So we'll have a nice little forest over here eventually. Okay, the bad tide is coming, which means we want to shut off this water supply on this side. And ideally I'd shut it off on this side too, but I guess I can just let it come on through and do what it do. I think we're gonna have to pause this specific workstation though, so that beavers don't continue to go through this water. But this water should be okay to go through, I think, unless this can contaminate backwards. But I don't think that's true. I have nothing to do. You're sure? You sure don't. So go home. These guys are gathering the logs from here. 2 more logs to get out of here, and there's no more logs to get. Okay, so no one should be coming this way now. Through the drought. Or whatever. Through the bad tide. All these trees will kind of suffer, but I think that's fine. This will kind of compete with this to keep things fertilized. And I don't think this has a huge span, although it is 3 wide. 3 wide, I think, has a pretty good span. I mean, this is the reason why this is filled. So basically everything along here will be contaminated, which is not ideal. But I suppose I'll try to prepare for that early. So step 1, this goes from 75 to 0 and starts draining all of this, or allowing more water from here. And then we want to basically shut this completely off if we can. We'll start to raise this until the water beyond it stops flowing. And most of the water goes down that way. This will have to be kind of incremental. Try 175. See how this goes. It's flooding, but that might just be while it adjusts to having water all the way down. I think, I hope. We dial it back a smidge. All this water needs to fly out of here, which it looks like it is. Oh boy, oh boy. What's happening? Okay, stop flooding, stop flooding, stop flooding, stop flooding, stop flooding. I just wanted to kind of cap this water off and make it go that way before the bad tide starts. But it's starting to look like I can't do that without huge issues. I want all this water to clear up. I need as little flooding as possible. Oh, well. Looks like we're not accomplishing that. Why is this so volatile? The worst thing is if it contaminates this lake. I really need it to not touch this lake. I really need this water to evaporate and go away. Oh, more's coming. Why? What have I done? Okay, I think I just need to commit and let this triple floodgate flood. If this touches this water, I need to load an autosave. Okay, yep. And this was only from 2 minutes ago, so hopefully this will be soon enough. My efforts were in vain. I think I just have to let the water flow through. Long term, though, it looks like I'll have the ability to route the water through that other river. We just have to make it taller, I think, or something similar to allow the water to go that way. Or if it, you know, overflows, it will just overflow in that direction for us. Okay, this is where it warned me of the bad tide. Or, well, not really, but after. It's looking official that I can't shut off this way without catastrophic results this way. And I think the main reason for that is just because of this section here not having levees. But I could be mistaken. Because obviously the water in this channel can go kind of up a level or two. Especially on this side, like I don't really care if it floods on this side. And actually there's the edge of the map is right over here. I could technically build this all up to be 3 high and just route it this way, maybe. But I don't really want to worry about all that. Also, what happens with the water under here? I've never... Oops. This is visually a nightmare. I just want to see where the water falls down. Right here. How far back it goes. Oh, not very. Just a few blocks deep. Okay. I thought maybe it was like a hollow lake or something under there, you know? What would be cool is if I could get the water to come somehow from here and go this way into this bad water channel on those types of days. That would require some... Well, maybe some floodgates in a hole, essentially. And then we would just want to kind of fill this way and come this way. Anyway, we've learned that I just have to kind of accept the bad tide. So we leave the water, I guess, as it is. This is fully open and flooding, or, you know, releasing water. This is kind of trickling. Wait, why did that just temporarily... That was temporarily excellent. What happens if I raise this a bit? I'm gonna cause flooding and need to load an autosave again. Look at the edge of this water. For a second there, though, it actually stopped, which was interesting to see. Yeah, look, it's like actually stopping. I wonder why that is. If I could get this to stop completely without causing flooding, then we'd be in business. But yes, the fact that it can creep over here, that's proving to be a problem. And it looks like that's a persistent creep. Although that is shut off right there. As long as it mostly or entirely makes its way into this channel and this channel doesn't overflow, we'd be fine. But it's creeping pretty persistently. I think eventually it will reach a limit though, no? Water's still getting through here anyway, so it's not really worth it. We'll just take the hit. We'll just take the hit. I need the water to start routing this way specifically so that all this flooding doesn't affect us when the bad tide actually hits. Water, please come this way. We can take it. We can handle it. Please stop flooding my farmland with what will eventually be unwanted water. Oh, now I'm flooding my own land. Please. I think the adjustments I'm making to the floodgate are too sudden. I think that's the issue. Now all this water is going to go like, whoa, and go that way. Yeah. I'm obviously still learning the art of water management in this game, I guess, but doing so right butted up against a bad tide kind of stinks. It's a little bit funny how the water kind of flows in this, because like down here, for example, these dams weren't even letting any water out as if they weren't filled yet, but this was overflowing up here. And then yeah, this is still allowing water to get through. Even though I feel like most of the water should be going through here. I make this less than a block high? Is that the answer? I'd like this to get cut off, I guess. Like, if water has to go in one direction, it should just be one direction. And it's looking like it'll be that direction. This should all evaporate. Hopefully before the wheat seedlings die, but if not, whatever, I guess. We'll just replant them. But then, yeah, see, we have all this being flooded now. What have I done? Is this just like an adjustment thing or something? I think I have to load that autosave again. The one from 10 minutes ago. Loaded. I'm so confused. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I know that I'm doing something wrong. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just saying of the things I could be doing wrong, I'm not sure what specifically I'm doing wrong. Okay, so how do we mitigate the water flow so that one way is spared and the other way is not flooded? As of right now, this looks like it will occasionally stop flowing as is at 1.4, but then it changes its mind and says, "Nah, I was just kidding. I actually do want water to flow here." I really just need to be able to contain the water more, like everywhere, you know? Even this is like flooding on its own, and I don't know why. But I might just have to accept that there's no preventing bad things from the bad tide. I can't let more water through this way because it's been proving to be catastrophic. Like, we'll reduce it by 0.1, and then suddenly everything will flood. I want to prevent water from going this way if I can. Although I think I've already tried this and we saw that it didn't work. Not without flooding my entire area here. And testing this with less than a day to go before a bad tide is like the worst time to test. Yeah, look, we're already flooding. It's already flooding stuff. And I didn't even adjust it that much. A quarter of a block or something. Now, the water takes time to, like, spread into the new areas it's going into, so I understand why it's kind of, like, flying down there and flooding my area and then evening out as it goes down this way to the left. But it just seems so unexpectedly, aggressive. What are these pieces? These are dam pieces? Maybe that's part of my problem. Maybe I should remove this dam. And maybe I should make this platforms. I don't know. I was originally worried about retaining enough water, and now it seems like I'm retaining too much water. So maybe my answer would be to temporarily just, like, scrap this pathway. Oh yeah, also, I don't want people to be in the water during the bad tide. So I think I need to get rid of this pathway here. Okay, hold on. I know that I keep loading my old save. But I think I have some... Oh, we did so much in these 4 days. Okay. We'll load this save one more time. And then I think I need to do some adjustments downstream to allow more water to get through. Because as it stands, there's just too much. We need the water to, like, pass through. And also, I didn't have floodgates unlocked and stuff yet, which is a bit problematic, you know? Maybe we just see if we can't randomly deconstruct and construct things with no wood. What things would those be, though? Let's find out. I have exactly less than 1 day to figure this out. This needs to be a series of platforms, I think, because you can't walk across... you can't walk across the floodgates. would be nice if I could make sleuths or sluices, but we don't have the resources for that yet. So I must hastily get rid of this path. And then get rid of all of this. And then build platforms across. And super prioritize them. And then all the other building we have going on, pause it. What other building do I have going on? Anything? Anything in town? We've built literally everything. That's why we're out of wood. That makes sense. Let's scrap those, prioritize building them. And then this probably could use a hefty adjustment as well. I mean, honestly, I could probably just... Well, I was gonna say I could probably just scrap it all and make it not retain stuff. This might be a good place for more floodgates, actually, or like triple floodgates. Maybe. Which means that I should do this kind of methodically, if that's the case. I think I can get rid of most of the paths, and then we'll do it from right to left. So, for example, I want a triple floodgate here. Maybe I should just put triple floodgates in the middle. Maybe that's the answer. And then we can just, like, release more water at will. Bit hasty. We'll see how it goes. Although, wait, maybe I shouldn't have done that, because now if I put a triple floodgate here, it's too far from a district and can't be reached. Yeah, that's a problem. That is a problem. That is a problem that I don't have a solution for. But at a minimum, this triple floodgate can be built. So if the water just pours through here as is, now, can we mitigate what happens upstream? Now that there's platforms that aren't restricting the water right here, and now that this is letting water through. Although I'm realizing now we don't have a proper, like, retainment system, which is maybe good, maybe okay for the bad tide. Maybe we just let all of the water through. We'll try our best again to lower this. It'll flood everything, but hopefully that'll be undone in the time it takes all the water to kind of get through here. Because the water beyond here can just pool up in here, right? Like, if it gets backed up anywhere, it should get backed up in here, not all the way up here. And we can kind of see that, and we can see the effects of that already. Let's pretend I do absolutely just, like, shove all the water this way. It will initially get kind of butted up against this, maybe. But I think what we're doing downstream here is going to affect it more. Also, these should be high priority, and also, I wish I could gather the logs from under the water, but that's a problem for another time. And yeah, I really wish that we could build this triple floodgate. Which means maybe my problem for another time should be a problem for right now. How many planks do I have? 154? This is such a mess. Build a platform directly underneath here, put stairs on them. Jeepers, man. Now this can be built? No? Are you kidding? Oh yeah, because the stairs haven't been built yet. I don't know if you can tell by the urgency in my voice, but I'm a little perturbed by this whole thing. Oh yeah, and I left this open, right? That's a problem. This needs to be closed. And then this needs to be temporarily closed a little bit. And the water needs to go back through here, and then I need to wildly open this again. Okay, back up. We're only playing. Fast forward. I need the water to back up. I need this water to back up. Okay, maybe not that much. Very good, very good. Fill the hole, fill the hole, fill the river, fill the hole. Go, 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 go. And then I think that might be long enough. Cut it to half, just so that we can recover from the weird shift in things without flooding too much. And then we'll set it back to, what I have it at 0. Letting nature do its thing or run its course. I am definitely overreacting over this bad tide. I see it. I feel it. We've caused flooding. That's annoying. Maybe we'll make this... Oh wait, never mind. It sorted itself out. I just don't want this to evaporate or be contaminated. This will be contaminated. Oh yeah, I need to get rid of their path in the water. Uh-oh. Because this platform is not done yet. Uh-oh. How do I do that? Take away the stairs? Maybe. Take away these stairs specifically. You gotta let them basically get home. Everyone's gonna come home for the night, and then I can destroy the path. I think that's the real answer. Where are you going? Okay. No beavers are over here, right? How do you tell? How can you tell? Although this also needs to stop. Building that needs to stop. And this needs to become inaccessible. How many beavers are stranded now? 0, I hope. I mean, it would tell me, right? Okay, we'll live through this. We will survive. And no beavers will go into the water, I'm pretty sure. Because they can't. Also, we're due a path through here. Blocked by bad water is fine. The reason I don't want anyone being contaminated is because I don't have an herbalist yet. We've got one sort of in the works. We got some dandelions growing. What else does the herbalist need to work? Is that a food thing? What is the herbalist? It's a well-being thing. Blueberries, dandelions, and paper. Oh, I don't have paper being made. Oh. So the bad tide's here. It only lasts for a day. The day is already almost over, believe it or not. So all of our crops, I think, will survive. Dries in 1 1/4 day. Dries in less than a day. Okay, so potatoes are going to struggle during bad tides if I don't get this figured out. But everything on this side was fine and hunky-dory and happy and fine. So now all this bad water can go away. All of our good water can come back. There's still some, like, mixed water over here, but in time that should sort itself out. So what is our true bad water solution? I think that our trees will all take too long to dry out so that we could make a bad tide happen over here and it really wouldn't be that big a deal. We need our staircase back here to reconnect all of our buildings and make all of our workers not unemployed. We can unpause this. I think that I want to prioritize gathering this before building this. We'll prioritize these stairs so that they can all be built. Are these stairs already built? Oh, that's because they're dropping it from up top. I see. That makes sense. Waiting on materials. It just requires planks. So that should be fine. Okay, so bad tides, as we saw with me reloading my save a million times, are a bit of a concern. Which means I can maybe just wall stuff off and put all the bad tide water this way. Although it doesn't really go anywhere. I guess it would go out the edge of the map here. Okay, hold on. I think it's time that we get ourselves a plan for bad tides. Because future bad tides are going to prove to be a nightmare. Or a nuisance, anyway. It is interesting that the water kind of goes underneath here. I think once I unlock dynamite, we can maybe path through under here. And just kind of path through this wall into this open area here. Or like even we could flood this. We could flood this mine that's right here. Where is this mine in proximity to? Oh, it's literally directly underneath here. I think. Here. Oh wait, maybe this isn't the way to do that. Huh. Let's reduce some layers. Oh, it's over there. Oh. They are still connected though on this block, it looks like. I think. Can I put something to mark this somehow? Is that gonna show us? No, it's not gonna show us. Well, I think that they are connected, so I can just blow a hole there and flood down there and then just cover it sometimes, I guess. Interesting. Well, at the very least, we did survive our first bad tide, just not in a way that I would have liked. Also, it's still saying all these buildings are disconnected. Also, we removed all these trees finally, so I can replant my, other crops. I'm realizing now these really aren't being planted, and I'm a little bit concerned by that. These are the cattails, I think. And these are the spatter docks. Did I get a warning or something that these are too submerged, or we just haven't had any workers in here or something? All this wheat got planted by farmers, so I'm a little bit curious why the rest hasn't happened. I'm also a little bit surprised why we haven't pathed across here yet. Oh, because I haven't prioritized these. I prioritized all this, I think. Silly me. These are prioritized, though. Can't get all required materials. Planks. Are you sure? We have 97 planks somewhere. Also, I maybe should turn on some production here. We're officially running low on water. We're officially running, like, out of water, actually. Why did we so quickly go through the water? I think because our population has increased. So, maybe I should, get another water pump or two out and about. Like over here, I guess we aren't really doing all that much. Although now I hate the pathing that's here. Deal with the water pump. They have a 2x2 square that sits on the land and then dips into the water. Well, that's just not ideal at all, based on how everything is set up over here. Yeah, okay, this large pile's not in use yet. Maybe we move stuff. Maybe we make the path go right along, and this thing of gears is empty too. Maybe we make the path go right along the garden. Like so. Scrap this path down here. All those resources will be on the ground, but whatever. Leave this path here so that it gets to the stairs, but then otherwise we just demolish all of this. And then we start making more water pumps. Here. I mean, I could even make platforms for these. I guess. Just to keep them aligned, you know? Large water pump requires treated wood, which I'm not going to have for a while. Going from 2 pumps to 7 pumps seems maybe a bit excessive. 2 to 5 sounds okay to me. And then, of course, we need to connect these with pathing. Maybe we'll put some more water storage over here just to save them a trip. More of an emergency solution than a desired solution, but whatever. So, we'll let this all build so that we don't just end the episode on, uh-oh, we can't reach anything, Vil. But, a mostly successful episode. Although it was a bit hectic. We have some plans for our water movement. We have more crops and stuff being grown. Due to drying out. Yeah, that happens. These, of course, are meant to store water. How could I forget to say so? Population is at a crisp nearly 60. 11 workers are unemployed, but that's just because they can't reach their buildings. Because even though we have 2 potential avenues across the water, neither of them has been completed yet. And they're saying they can't get more planks. Is that because all my planks are across the water? 97 planks. Yeah, that would be why. So we're waiting on plank production then, which is pretty silly. Means we should maybe pause the gear workshop in favor of another lumber mill. Okay. I found the answer. I found why our planks are not working. And of course, everything I was building requires copious amounts of planks. Okay, that's fair. You got me. I tip the hat. Anyway, this was a slightly longer episode than the rest. If you stuck it out and made it this far, I appreciate you watching. And even if you didn't make it this far, I appreciate you watching. I record content for fun, and just like hanging out, playing video games, and sharing the experience. We do the same thing on stream, so if you like my vibe, feel free to come on by the YouTube and Twitch streams. But as we make our way back over here, I think we are good to go. Now, do they not actually... Is this too much water in here? Am I learning something? I'm pretty sure these crops are not planted. As if they were, they'd look something like this. These are planted, these are not. So maybe partially submerged means Like, even these aren't being planted, surprisingly enough. Is that because they can't reach down here? I don't know. I haven't figured out... We haven't mastered the aquatic farmhouse yet, so we'll have to work on that. Maybe that'll be next episode's venture, is figuring out the aquatic farmhouse. And, of course, figuring out our water situation over here. But no matter. We'll finish our construction here, and we'll call it a day. Our little busy little beavers getting to work. There we go. We can see both of our construction progress, or projects in work here. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for this episode while we watch them finish up. Again, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy content like this, please feel free to check out my other content on the channel, and as well as coming on by my Twitch and YouTube streams where we play games like Timberborn and many others all the time. I thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I hope you take care. Oh wow, look at all those beavers coming. Are they gonna finish this floodgate in one trip? I guess not. How close did they come? Everything's full, they just need to... There we go, finish building it. Oh, and look at the massive effects of that. We're gonna get more flooding now. Kind of finished my outro, but oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay. Adjust, adjust, adjust. You can contain this water for sure. Adjust. Adjust. Due to contamination. Do I have this set to... Yeah, those will get replanted, I'm pretty sure, by default. Okay, well... Here we are then. And then this was thriving when set to 1.4, so we'll set that back to 1.4 and we'll see what comes of that. Anyway, I finished my outro, but this has been another episode of Timberborn. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the next one. And hopefully when I start the next video, this will all look a bit more serene and not flooded. And I forgot to open this other floodgate, so we're just flooding everything temporarily. It's okay. It'll all work itself out, surely. Surely. Yeah, look, it's already receding. Okay. All of my misdeeds have been undone. Anyway, that's gonna cap it. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.